I often speak with people planning for retirement that feel confused about when they should start collecting Social Security benefits and if they are truly getting the most out of what they are entitled to. In today's video, we're going to discuss how Social Security really works, what most people are not fully aware of, and 3 simple ways that you can increase your Social Security benefits. My name is Brandon Clark, and I'm a certified financial planner and a certified private wealth advisor at the Clark Group Asset Management, and I'm here to help you maximize your retirement. As always, this video is strictly educational and should not be taken as financial advice. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button to see more content like this in the future. Whether you're planning to retire next month or in 10 years, your Social Security strategy could mean the difference between living comfortably and, say, getting an additional hundreds of thousands of dollars in benefits over the course of your lifetime, or just scrapping by. And here's the main reason. Many people leave money on the table simply because they just don't fully understand the rules. Unfortunately, the Social Security Administration is not going to come knocking on your door to tell you how to maximize your benefits. So that's really up to you to figure out. Ultimately, when you understand how Social Security works, how it gets calculated, what goes into it, you'll start to truly understand how benefits can work in your favor. So let's break it down clearly and make sure to stick around until the end where I discuss those 3 ways to increase your benefits and how to integrate them into a smart retirement plan. Let's start with how Social Security works. Social Security is primarily funded through payroll taxes. You and your employer each pay 6.2% of your wages up to a cap. In 2025, that cap is $176,100. That means if you earn above that cap, the amount above that amount is not hit with the FICA tax. And if you're self-employed, you have to pay both halves, so a total of 12.4%. Your benefits are calculated based on your top 35 earning years adjusted for inflation. So if you've earned more over the years and paid into the system longer, you'll likely receive more. Think of it kind of like a retirement pie. The size of your slice, well, it really depends on how much you contributed and when you decide to dig in. Every year of earnings is adjusted using a wage index to reflect current dollars, not prices, but wages, which tend to rise faster. That's why a $30,000 salary from 1990 might be roughly $70,000 in today's dollars. In other words, they're indexed to inflation, kind of like adjusting for the price of a movie ticket over time. Remember when popcorn was $3? Now it's about $12? It's the same idea. This helps maintain the value of your contributions over time, but it also means that earlier years of low income can still have a meaningful impact if adjusted properly. Now, let's talk about the earnings limit, because this one often gets overlooked for people working and collecting Social Security benefits. Your full retirement age is technically, in the eyes of Social Security, the age in which you are entitled to 100% of your benefits. More on this later on. However, if you start taking Social Security before your full retirement age and you continue to work with earned income, you might see your benefits temporarily reduced. In 2025, if you're under your full retirement age and you earn income over $23,400, $1 in benefits is withheld for every $2 you earn above that limit. The year you reach your full retirement age, a higher threshold applies, $62,160, and only $1 is withheld for every $3 over that limit. Essentially, if you make over those amounts with earned income and collect before your full retirement age, you will see your benefits reduced temporarily. Again, temporarily. The reason: Social Security is intended to be for retirement, not while you're working. So that's why they lower benefits while earning income and collecting. But here's what many people miss, and then they start freaking out too soon. Once you reach full retirement age, those withheld benefits are recalculated and returned to you over time through increased monthly payments. So it's not a permanent loss, more like a delayed benefit until you retire or reach full retirement age. Now, have you ever tried reading your Social Security statement? It's kind of like decoding ancient runes. The most important number, your estimated monthly benefit on the first page. And there's different claiming ages, 62, your full retirement age, 70, or somewhere in between. If you haven't done so yet, I always encourage people to go to ssa.gov and create a My Social Security account. There you'll find your earnings history and projected benefits at 3 key ages and even ages in between. First, age 62, which is your earliest eligibility for claiming benefits. But if you begin collecting then, you'll receive reduced benefits each year for the rest of your life. If your full retirement age is 67, that can be a 30% reduction if you do collect at age 62. Now, full retirement age, which does vary, but it's typically somewhere between 66 and 67, depending on your birth year. And this is where you are entitled to 100% of your benefits. However, age 70 is the maximum possible monthly payment you can receive. In 2025, the maximum monthly benefit at full retirement age is approximately $4,018, and if you wait until 70, that can increase to $5,108 thanks to delayed retirement credits. We'll discuss this a little later on. Now, what is your primary insurance amount, or PIA for short? In order to be eligible for Social Security, you do need to earn a total of 40 Social Security credits throughout your working career. Each year, you can earn a maximum of 4 credits, so that's basically 10 years worth of work. Simply put, your primary insurance amount is the benefit you'd receive at your full retirement age. Those two phrases, primary insurance amount and full retirement age, are often used interchangeably. Your primary insurance amount is calculated through a formula that applies percentages to segments of your average indexed monthly earnings. That's a mouthful. It's based on your 35 highest earning years adjusted for inflation. The result is your base monthly benefit. Another thing to note is that earnings are means tested. I'll give you an example. Let's say that there are 2 people who are coworkers. You have Lisa, who earns $176,100, so that's Social Security cap, and Bob earns half of that, $88,050. Let's say they both did that on an inflation-adjusted basis for the full 35 years. Does that mean that Lisa gets double the benefit of Bob? No. And the reason for that is because of the means testing. What that means is that the first dollars that you generate are weighted more heavily in terms of the calculation of what Social Security will give you. So the formula for 2025 is that the first $1,226 that you earn, 90% of that amount is included in the calculation of your benefit. Any amount between $1,226 and $7,391, 32% of that amount is factored into the calculation. And then finally, any amount above $7,391, 15% of that amount is calculated for your benefits. In turn, this helps people who have earned slightly less still get a very competitive benefit for Social Security. Moral of the story? Even if you didn't make well into 6 figures over your career, you're still in the game. All right, let's now talk about those 3 simple ways to increase your benefits. So as I briefly mentioned, Social Security uses your highest 35 years of earnings. If you worked fewer than 35 years, those missing years are filled with zeros, which drags down your average. So the goal is to really do your best to work that full amount of time in order to help increase your benefits. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do full-time work in, let's say, a high-stress job or generate a significant amount of money. If you're in your, let's say, late 50s or early 60s, you can even add a few years of part-time income, and that could help replace prior zero earning years and increase your benefit. So this is one of the simplest ways to give your future self a raise with Social Security. The second way to increase benefits is to delay. For each year you delay taking benefits past your full retirement age, so somewhere between 66 and 67, you earn 8% more per year after your full retirement age up until age 70. That's basically like a guaranteed return. If your full retirement age is 67, you get the full 32% boost. This can make a major difference, especially if you expect to live well into your 80s or 90s. However, we're also not guaranteed tomorrow. So there's the risk of passing away before you begin collecting. And I know this is a concern for a lot of people. And if you retire early and need to take funds aggressively out of your portfolio to live off of, collecting early may be a better strategic choice for you. And people are also living longer due to a little known concept called the aging population. So delaying benefits could be the difference of thousands, or even, as I mentioned, hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime if your health is in reasonably good shape and you have longevity on your side. Finally, the third, and in my opinion, the most beneficial way to increase benefits is through spousal strategies. Social Security provides benefits for spouses and surviving spouses, even if one spouse didn't work at all. So we're going to break it up into two parts. First, spousal benefits while both spouses are alive. So if you're married, you can receive up to 50% of your spouse's primary insurance amount or their full retirement age benefit, provided the lower earning spouse waited until their own full retirement age. Keep in mind, for divorced spouses, if you were married for at least 10 years and are currently unmarried, you may also qualify for up to 50% of your ex-spouse's benefit. Oh, and by the way, they don't even need to know about that. The main factor to note with spousal benefits is that you can collect either 100% of your own benefit or 50% of your spouse's full retirement age benefit, whichever amount is higher. Where you oftentimes see this is if one spouse stayed at home to take care of the kids, or one spouse didn't earn nearly as much, while the other spouse focused more on generating income for the household. Bottom line is that this is a really important rule for maximizing benefits, because even if one spouse paid nothing into Social Security, they can still claim off of the other spouse's record, which does not impact or lower the higher earner's benefit. Now, what we just discussed has to do with income while both spouses are still living. What about when the higher earning spouse passes? Well, widows and widowers may receive up to 100% of a deceased spouse's benefit. So if the deceased spouse or even ex-spouse passes away and they waited until, let's say, age 70, the maximum age for benefits, the surviving spouse can claim 100% of the deceased spouse's benefit that they were collecting. So understanding these concepts are critical for couples because there are certain strategies that you can utilize to enhance your total income throughout retirement for both spouses, especially when planning for longevity and income needs after the first spouse passes, say the higher income earning spouse. And finally, yes, your benefits can be taxed. If your combined income, which includes half of your Social Security plus all other taxable income, exceeds $25,000 for single filers and $32,000 for married couples, then up to 85% of your benefits could be taxable. Things like Roth conversions, asset location strategies, and managing withdrawals can help reduce or even avoid taxation on your Social Security benefits. This is where planning makes all the difference, and being strategic with your retirement plan can really pay off. In other words, you should be trying to play chess with your taxes and Social Security, not checkers. Social Security is a key piece of the retirement puzzle, but it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. The decisions you make while planning for retirement can add thousands to your lifetime income. So, when are you planning to claim? If you're interested in seeing how we help our clients with Social Security at the Clark Group Asset Management, you can visit us at clarkgroupam.com, or you can book a time in the description of this video. If you found this helpful, please feel free to give it a like and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I helped you maximize your retirement.